Alright. My first YouTube video? I don't know. I don't do YouTube. I'm going to put an electric start on this old crappy Hangkai, whatever you want to call it. I call it a Hagagi. This one doesn't start because it has carburetor issues. They're probably going to rebuild the carburetor or get a new carburetor. Really thinking about modifying it to this bad lad. But we're going to start with the electric start kit. It's a Yamaha electric start kit. I don't have it out here, but it's just a flywheel starter and everything else. Starter goes here. New flywheel with threads on it goes there. It gets a magneto so it can charge, charge controller, etc. So, we start this thing off first. Straightforward. Yeah. Okay, so having trouble doing it with this thing. I'm sure there's a better way. We're gonna try an old school way and see if this guy will do it. Sure enough, feel the power. In shooting my last video, I didn't show you guys how I got this flywheel off, which is a mistake. I've got a gear puller. I just use a gear puller and some washers. This guy sits over here and just gets driven in there to pull this guy off. M6x50 nuts and bolts, so just here. You thread in the top. You use your washers to set on there. Your driver to pull it off. I use the automatic Milwaukee driver to pull it off. And that's how you get that sucker off of there. It'll be a pain in the ass if you guys don't have one of these. It's very tough to get off. I would absolutely recommend some type of puller. They make some with little claws that actually come around the backside. They make some with this, like this. So just order yourself a cheap one off of Amazon and run with it. So again, no instructions. Came with spacers. Not sure. So we're just going to run with it. We're going to try these 2 spacers in the bottom of this thing. Looks about right. We'll take these 2 out. It should fit right there. Alright, so finally got this thing off. This is what we got. I got no instructions. I'm sure there's maybe a YouTube video, but if there's not, I'm making one, so there will be. Pretty sure this guy goes here. This is going to be our pretty much our coil that catches off the magnets. It's going to go to a rectifier. That rectifier then will charge our battery. So coil, magnets make AC voltage into rectifier. Rectifier turns that into DC voltage, and then you charge your battery with it. Easy peasy, right? What else came in the kit? We have a solenoid, which any starter motor needs a solenoid. Starter motor, starter plate. So this is the mount for the starter plate. It's going to go here, the side. So there's already 4 holes for it. So the sucker just boop, right on the side, holds the starter. Starter hits the flywheel, and we're cooking with grease. Not too complicated, pretty simple stuff. Okay, flywheel on. Now we get to guesstimate on this thing. Looks like 4 screws. Let's see what they gave us. They have 4 that are the same size. No. So we'll go with 2 small and 2 long. Yeah. Maybe 4 washers, yeah? Who knows? Question will be, does this need to have... Probably does. Probably needs to have a starter installed already, yeah? Sure looks like it. Sure feels like it. This little bar's in the way, so... I feel like the starter needs to be on there already. Looks like... Can't say I like it. Maybe this is where those little spacers went? Come on, guys. You're killing me here. Little instructions would be nice. Fuck. Who knows? It definitely looks like those spacers might have gone there instead of where I put them. Real shit. Alright, update. Looks like the distance means this thing should go this way, not the way I had it originally. So, my bad. No spacers needed. So I'm going to mount this to this plate first, and I'm going to mount the starter to here. Do not put those spacers under the cowling like I did. Again, no instructions, so just making this shit up as I go. But I think this, before we put it on the motor, is going to make more sense. Just because the way it slides in there. We're going to want all this stuff attached first. So it comes with this battery cable, which is going to go to your solenoid. We're going to go ahead and attach that and tighten it down before, so that way we don't have to do it while it's on the bottom of the freaking motor and in the way. I think it makes more sense to do it this way. Let's see. Much here. Let's get my child. Ideally, we want to keep this as much away from the frame as possible. That's what those little insulating bushings are. Obviously, if we're doing a frame ground, we don't want the frame to be grounded, or for the positive cable to get grounded at any point. We're just going to go ahead with that. Should be okay. Now it came with 2. I'm guessing that this one maybe is to lock it down, keep it from coming loose, and put it on there. Yeah, just double nut it and lock it down there. I'm just going to mount the solenoid right here on the starter mount. The kit does come with this little plate, so we're going to run with that. Make sure that our positives are pretty well covered here. And slide the solenoid on there. I don't know if this is the right place. I fucking have no instructions, so whatever, bro. We're going with it. Seems legit to me. We're going to leave it like that. I'm going to find a spot. I might just mount these grounds right to the starter motor, be done with it, or something. It just needs a solid ground. So as long as I find a good spot for the grounds to go to the motor, it should be fine. Okay. Still having spacing issues. It's just rubbing on the edge of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a washer behind these top two bolts and see what happens there. So I never went over the completed installation. I ended up putting the rectifier here. I did a ground right to the mount. I had to put a washer behind one bolt here to space this off enough. So the spacers on the inside here with the little coil that collects the energy, that's fine, that works fine. Put the spacers on there just like that. I'm not sure I have the routing to with the wires that just come underneath here. It just kind of comes out. Push button start, everything works good. I've got no complaints with the way it starts and runs. I'm painting it, so I don't want to start it right now, but I guess we can. We'll just pop we'll pop that off of there, so it shouldn't start, but it'll turn over. So if you watch, it works great. I've got no complaints with it. Again, you have to run the starter out here. You need somewhere to run the wires out. I just ran them out through the holes in the cowling. Works fine, works great, got no complaints. I did put a new carburetor on it, and I put in a carburetor. I ordered reeds. I thought all this stuff was bad. Ended up being my actual gas inlet here was jacked up. So I put in a new fuel filter. I mean, this thing's ready to go. It's gonna be badass, I think.